Welcome to this explainer. Now, you probably think walking is, well, kind of boring, right? Just a casual stroll for when you literally have nothing better to do. Well, actually, scratch that. We need to completely reframe how we look at walking right now. Because every single day you don't walk, you're basically choosing brain shrinkage, bone loss, and a much faster path to cognitive decline. I know that sounds intense, but walking isn't just a hobby. It's an absolute biological necessity for your survival. Let's look at exactly why.
35 million. Let that number sink in for a second. That is the terrifying number of people currently suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's right now. And guys, it gets worse. That number is projected to completely double in just 20 years. We are looking at a full-blown health epidemic here.
But here's a really massive factor to consider. The number one predictor of Alzheimer's onset, it's not your genetics, it's not your age. No, the number one predictor is sedentary behavior. Literally just sitting. Sitting is active destruction of your body and your mind. But hey, the good news? There is one incredibly simple habit that can reverse this, acting almost like a cellular cure. We're talking about specific, strategic walking.
All right, section 1, myth versus fact, and the counterintuitive science behind all this.
Okay, let's dive right into this because we really need to shatter a massive mainstream myth today. Society, and specifically the whole fitness industry, constantly tells you that to be healthy, you gotta punish yourself with, high-intensity running. That is simply a lie, and the biological data completely proves it. Let's look at a direct head-to-head comparison. Duke University ran this 6-month study comparing runners and walkers, and the results were truly mind-blowing. Walkers showed a 6 times greater improvement in glucose tolerance than the runners. Yeah, you heard that right, 6 times. See, when you run, your body burns sugar explosively, which really stresses your pancreas. But when you walk, your body processes that sugar efficiently over time. Plus, walking creates this incredible heart adaptation. It widens your arteries and lowers bad cholesterol, but it does it without that toxic cortisol stress spike that comes from intense cardio. So you're actually rebuilding the heart, not just stressing it out.
Moving on to section 2, the biological miracles, starting with the mind and brain.
All right, meet BDNF. When you walk, you actually trigger the release of this absolute miracle molecule. It's a protein that literally signals your brain to build brand new neural cells and blood vessels. So walking doesn't just slow down the brain shrinkage that naturally comes with aging, it physically reverses it. By enlarging your hippocampus, which by the way is your command center for memory and learning, you are physically building a bigger, more intelligent brain. And chemically speaking, every single step burns off the stress hormone cortisol, while releasing that BDNF, which has been biologically proven to destroy symptoms of depression and anxiety. Your brain simply cannot stay stuck in depressive stagnation while your body is actively in forward motion.
And let's see how this builds, because beyond the brain, moving your legs can literally save your eyesight. I know, that sounds impossible, but walking actually acts like a secondary pump for your circulatory system. It systematically lowers intraocular pressure, that's the crushing pressure inside your eye, which stops the progression of glaucoma. Get this, high-intensity running can actually spike your eye pressure, but walking stabilizes it perfectly, all while simultaneously chemically burning off that toxic stress we just talked about. You are, quite literally, walking away from blindness.
Next up, section 3, the biological miracles of the engine.
So walking upgrades 3 core pillars of your engine, and we're going to keep the pace brisk here because the upgrades strategic walking gives your heart, lungs, and gut are they're nothing short of phenomenal. For your heart, 30 minutes of daily walking acts just like a natural beta blocker medication, practically scrubbing your arteries clean. For your lungs, the deep, rhythmic breathing of a purposeful walk actually expels these waste gases that just sit and stagnate in your lower lungs. You are literally flushing stale, toxic air right out of your respiratory system. And for your gut, well, a massive study of over 150,000 people showed that sedentary folks have way higher colon cancer rates. Walking changes this by stimulating peristalsis. Those are the wave-like muscle contractions in your digestive tract. So this mechanical movement slashes your colon cancer risk simply by keeping your digestive engine moving efficiently.
All right, section 4, the biological miracles happening in your physical frame.
Listen, it's time to entirely dismantle the whole narrative that you need heavy weights and expensive gym machines to build a strong, resilient body. Have you heard of piezoelectricity? Your bones aren't just static scaffolding, they're alive. Every single time your foot hits the ground while you're walking, it creates a tiny electrical charge that travels right up through your bones. And this brilliant little electrical signal commands your osteoblasts, those are your bone-building cells, to create fresh new tissue. You are electrically commanding your skeleton to reinforce itself into a protective armor against osteoporosis. While high-impact running can actually cause microfractures in your bones, low-impact walking actively builds them up.
And it goes way beyond just the bones. Walking fortifies your entire physical frame. Did you know that your spinal discs don't even have a direct blood supply? It's true. They're basically like little sponges. They only get nutrients when they're squeezed and released. Walking mechanically pumps those vital nutrients right into those bloodless discs, which can actually cure chronic back pain by essentially oiling the rusty hinges of your spine. Furthermore, a proper 10,000 steps, done with really good posture, engages your core, your back, arms, and legs so effectively that it can seriously rival a full gym workout. But the best part? Absolutely 0 days of painful recovery needed. You're building muscles silently, every single day.
Which brings us to Section 5, the blueprint, otherwise known as the FIT formula. So we know exactly why walking works. Now we need to pivot to exactly how to execute it. Because look, here is the harsh truth. Most people completely fail at walking. They treat it like a casual little hobby, they get absolutely zero results, and then they just quit. And they fail because they don't have this scientific blueprint. The FIT formula stands for frequency, intensity, and time. If you violate these 3 rules, honestly, you're just wasting your time. Step 1 is frequency. The absolute goal here is daily. Think of your body like a computer, right? Frequency is how you upload new cellular code. If you miss days, the code just doesn't stick, and your cells revert right back to their old sedentary patterns. Step 2 is intensity, which we'll cover in just a second, and step 3 is time. 30 minutes. That is the non-negotiable magic threshold. Any less than 30 minutes and those massive biological shifts we just talked about, they simply do not kick in.
So the really crucial point here is step 2, intensity. A slow, leisurely stroll around the block is pretty much useless. You must hit what's called the talk test zone. This means walking at around 2 to 3.5 miles per hour. The rule of thumb is incredibly simple. You should be able to talk, but you really shouldn't want to. If you can easily belt out a song while you're walking, you're going way too slow. Your heart absolutely must be engaged with purpose-driven intensity to actually trigger those cellular changes. So no casual chatting with your neighbor, no scrolling on your phone. This is purpose-driven movement.
Now for Section 6, the rules of execution.
To really maximize this FIT formula and protect your physical frame from low-quality movement, you absolutely must follow a strict set of mechanical guidelines. Here are your rapid-fire rules. First up, hydration. Always, always drink water before you walk so your cardiovascular engine doesn't seize up and cramp. Second is mechanics. You want to keep a really straight spine to protect your joints and swing your arms at a 90-degree angle. That simple, purposeful arm swing engages your upper body and actually burns 10% more calories. Third, consistency. Try to walk at the exact same time every morning. Getting that morning light resets your circadian rhythm for the entire day, which drastically improves your sleep and stabilizes your energy levels. And finally, please invest in proper arch support footwear. Seriously, flat shoes will just destroy your arches and completely inflame your knees.
And finally, Section 7, your transformation timeline. Now, you might be wondering, if you actually commit to this protocol, how long does it take to see real results? Well, here is your guaranteed return on investment for just 30 minutes a day. That energy increase, it's literally immediate. Within just 3 days, your digestion massively improves. Within 1 single week, you're going to see a profound chemical improvement in your overall mood. That blood pressure reduction kicks in right around the 2-week mark. By 4 weeks, you are achieving actual measurable brain growth in your hippocampus. And over 2 to 3 months, your bone strength and density will increase dramatically. Guys, this is rapid, total body transformation that is entirely free and completely within your control.
Which leaves us with this final provocative question. Tomorrow is a lie. So, will you stand up today? You really have a choice to make right now. You can let the rust take over, you can literally let your brain shrink, your bones dissolve, and let depression steal your joy. Or you can stand up, lace up your shoes, and take back your biology, literally 1 step at a time. Stop waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow is just the lie that keeps you broken. Start today. Your future self is depending on the decision you make right now. So stay moving and stay alive.